Alright, what is going on everyone? It's Super here and welcome to the fourth and final video for my how to play with the Ninja Turtles, and of course the final episode is on Leonardo. And this one would have gone up sooner, but my commentary actually messed up. I don't know if it got corrupted, it just cut out or whatever. There was no audio there, I guess it just got cut out. So I had to redo this again, which is fine because I actually learned a couple of things. You know, in contrast to like day one when I recorded. So now I'm recording it about a week into the Turtles, and there's been a lot more things discovered. So I'm here to provide you guys with some information. Alright, so first off, normal buttons, stand 1, stand 2, 2-1, stand 3, back 3, you guys know the deal. Those are pretty standard for all the Turtles, but for Leonardo here, he actually has a couple of really good long-ranging attacks, and that's where I think he shines the most, along with his trait, which is pretty much having the 3 other Turtles come in and help him with various different attacks. So let's start off with his back one first. Amazing range. I think this is the longest ranging like single attack as far as like normals are concerned that any of the Turtles have. I think it's even further reaching than Donatello's down one, which is his low with his staff. I think this might outrange it. And the cool thing about this move is it goes into back 1-2, which this is completely safe, and back 1-2-3, which this is completely safe as well. So it's a all-purpose move. And one cool thing which I learned that a lot of the Turtles have, Raphael. I don't think Michelangelo has one. Maybe he does, I just didn't like really explore it. But a lot of the Turtles actually have, usually their back one causes a cross up when you do the turtle flip. So if you're at max range, it's not gonna happen. But if you're around mid range here, like character length, a little bit before that, as you guys see on block, the turtle flip is actually going to go over the opponent and cross him up. Now this is really important because, as you guys see, depending on what range you're at, sometimes it doesn't cross up, sometimes it stays on the same side. But it, you know, in the midst of the moment, it's going to be really hard to tell. Like that one I thought was going to stay on the same side. So if your opponent blocks your back one, you could actually commit to your turtle flip and cause a true 50-50, whether it's going to cross up or it's not going to cross up. That's even a fake cross up, and fake cross ups are something like Batman's Jump 2. He goes on the other side, but the hit actually hits on the same side. Now those are the ones that you want to hit. Those are the trickiest attacks to block, because similar to Batman's Jump 2, sometimes you actually get fake cross ups instead of you know, real cross-ups, which, you know, obviously your opponent's gonna be confused, like, man, where did that hit? And that's been in many situations where people get hit by Batman's Jump 2. So that's really good to know. I wanted to throw that in there because something I learned recently from, you know, just watching other people play with the Turtles on block. That's very, very good. Of course, if you commit to it and you just do the normal version, it's always going to hit the opponent no matter what. Like if your opponent gets hit by back one, you know, all power to you. You're going to be able to get some extended combos with it. You're going to be able to get some damage. So back 1-2-3, back 1-2. Back 1-2-3 goes into a safe overhead. Of course, you can mix in your Michelangelo assist call with the low. You know, little mix up right there with the low. It's nice in that regard because, of course, this hits overhead. And both hits are, well, the Michelangelo one is supposed to be like very unsafe. I think Batman could punish it with grapple. It is very unsafe on block, but a lot of times you're not going to get punished by a lot. Maybe a projectile here and there, but most characters don't have a full screen grapple like Batman has. So another one of his unique attacks with his katanas are his back 2. Now this move I really do not use that much, because why use that when you can use your back 1? But the reason you would want to use this is maybe a more up close situation, because back 2 is actually 13 frames as opposed to back 1, which is 15. So 2 frames less if you're this close. You know, you might want to throw this here a couple of times. I believe back 2-3 is completely safe. Yeah, it's -3 on block. Keep in mind, back 2 is a double hitting move. Like, this is just back 2. Like, back 2 is just, it hits twice. So keep that in mind. Of course, back 2-3 you cannot cancel it, but it is completely safe. Moving on to, I think that might be it as far as his normal attack with his katanas. Of course, he has a unique forward 3, but it's the slowest out of any of the turtles. So unless you're going for you know, unclashable damage, I would probably never use. Oh, actually, I take that back. In the corner, you could actually get a forward 3 off of a Donatello assist. So we'll get to that when we get to the assist portion and some of the combos. Couple of his unique attacks from combo strings. Of course, showed you guys back 1-2-3, back 2-3, and now the unique stand 2-3 up 3, or stand 2-1 up 3. I forgot the notation already. This is a very, very good move for Leonardo because not only in the corner, I'll quickly show you guys. Quick. Let's go to the corner. Not only is it, you know, a 9-frame mid that could go into this move, but if you do, you know, for example, punish your opponent on a safe string, you could actually loop it 3 times with the Raphael assist. So it would look something like this, and it gives you some pretty good damage. 378 damage is nothing to laugh at. That is some serious meterless punish. That is some good damage. So you're gonna want to end most of your combos in 2-1 up 3. For example, if you get something like this, blah blah blah, boom, you end it with that. If you get one of these and you don't want to call in your assist, you know, maybe risk it, boom, end it in that. That's going to be your go-to combo ender. Even on long combos, you're going to want to use that as a combo ender. Now, keep in mind that you're not always going to be at the range of stand 2. Like, stand 2 has very little range, but it's for a good reason. If it had a tremendous amount of range, it would be broken because it's a 9-frame mid that goes into multiple options that lead into mix-ups. You know, that overhead and this low, that's completely safe. And for Leonardo, a lot of times you can make this overhead safe by throwing out a Raph assist, by throwing out Donatello assist. You know, you could even bait out your opponent trying to do something and, you know, punish you, and he's going to get hit by Donatello and everything's going to be reset to normal. So there's a reason why this move is not, you know, it doesn't have the biggest range. So in situations like that, when you get, you know, combos like this, for example, combos like this, you're going to want to use your back 1-2. That is going to be your mid-screen combo ender for the most part. Like in the corner, you're always going to be able to get this because you're in the corner. But mid-screen, a lot of times you're going to want to end your combos in this. For example, if you call in Donatello assist like that, boom. As you guys see, of course, you're not in range to get stand 2-1 up 3. So you're gonna want to end your combo in back 1-2 into the Blanca ball. And I think, oh, I forgot. So of course, all the turtles have a universal overhead starter, which is forward 2, forward 2-1, and it goes into forward 2-3. Most of the turtles do have lows in this option. Some are safe, like Raphael's, but Leonardo definitely does not have a safe low option. Now, what I would recommend is if you're gonna take a risk on this low, I would probably recommend you go for the Michelangelo assist instead of going for -11. Like, might as well go for this if you're actually gonna go with the low, in my opinion, because it's a lot harder to punish than this because you're at -11 with no pushback and you're like right in front of your opponent's face, as opposed to this. You know, you're like way out there. You're like way more than character range. So a lot of the characters are not going to be able to punish you. So if you're going with the low option after this, I would recommend you go for your Michelangelo assist. It's a lot safer than going for this. You know, you're minus 11 right there with, like, any character could punish you with anything right there. And of course, similar to all the turtles, forward 2-1 leads into a 50-50. You know, it always leads into either the overhead tail or shell flip, or it leads into, you know, either this low, or if you want to, you know, keep it simple with that low. And in Leonardo's case, it leads into the Donatello assist. That's another way for you to sort of stay safe without committing to this. You could throw this out if you want. If your opponent blocks it, okay, you guys are reset back to neutral pretty much. And if your opponent gets hit by it, you know, you could get an extended combo like that. So it's always good to have. Now moving on to a couple of his unique moves. Shredded right here is actually being called the new Triton Rush because it does a ton of chip damage, and it is safe on block. So if you do have a meter to spend and you want to maybe keep one of your combo strings completely safe, maybe you don't trust calling in one of your assists or something after that, or you do something like this, or you just want to chip your opponent, you go for back forward 2. Look at all that chip damage, and you meter burn it for some extended chip damage. That's seriously like 9%. It does almost as much damage as it does when you hit your opponent with it. So how much damage does this do right here? Normally it does around 101 damage, and when you block it, it probably does around 60 damage. Now the meter burn portion of it does even more damage. This only does 135, but easily when it gets blocked, you do about 100 damage. So almost as much damage when you meter burn it as you do on block as you meter burn it on hit. You know, so it's a win-win situation if you have a bar meter and you're, you know, going for something like this. I mean, that is a lot of chip damage, especially if you go with this move right here. Boom, man, that is a lot. And of course, the best thing about it is you are completely safe. I believe that move is -5 meter burn. There you go. That's why it's being called the new Triton Rush. It's not as good as Triton Rush because Triton Rush does about maybe around there. Yeah, it might do around there actually. I was thinking more 130, but I think since it got nerfed, maybe it went back down to like 100 when you meter burn it. I don't know, but both moves are really good to chip your opponent out. Also reminds me of Black Manta's meter burn laser. It does a ton of chip as well. So that's it as far as his special attack. Oh, I forgot the uppercut. So he has like a Robin style uppercut that you really do not want to use mid-screen when you have the ability to do this move right here, because this you're not really going to be able to convert off anything unless you're like this close and you could get a back 1-2, but that's pretty much all that you're going to be able to get mid-screen. So, you know, instead of doing that, might as well go for something like this, and if I would have done the Blanca ball, I would have done about 300 damage. And or if you do hit your opponent, you could go with the Donatello assist. You know, it's a way better option than going with something like this. It does 260 damage. Now in the corner, you could do it, right? In the corner, you could do it for some stylish combos. For example, you could go something like this. You know, you just go straight into your uppercut. You can do something like that. Let's see, what's another move we could do? Pretty much the same concept right here, but you call in Donatello assist. Boom, stand 3. You do stand 3 again into Raphael. And you could actually call in Mikey at the end. So those are just some examples right there of using this specific attack. And that's really it. It's slow. It doesn't have any invincibility on Wake Up. So really there's no reason to use this unless you maybe want to finish a combo that doesn't have too much gravity on it. Something like, I don't know, something like this. It just looks cool. Or you want to do a stylish combo in the corner. That's pretty much it. So now let's move on to his most important thing, which is his assists. This was one of the things that attracted me the most to Leonardo as far as picking the character up as soon as I got the turtles. He was the first one that I wanted to play because he has a very unique trait compared to a lot of other characters in the game. I think all the characters in the game. He actually gets 3 different assists with his turtle brothers. So the first one, if you just hold or if you just press the assist button, I'm thinking about actual assists. Like these are actual assists, but this is still a trade button. So if you just press the trade button by itself, bring in Donatello, forward and trade Raphael, back and trade Michelangelo, and as you guys see, each individual one have their own unique attacks. Michelangelo, most basic one, is just a low. He slides in on the skateboard, gives you a high 3, and it does like almost 100 damage. It's not bad, especially around here. You know, you throw these out here. Check out the trait meter. He actually recovers very, very fast. Raphael has a unique one and a very interesting one because you can sort of use it as a projectile to sort of have some full screen presence, but his size are high and they go diagonally up, so I wouldn't recommend it too much, especially versus like really good zoners like Deadshot or Starfire. But it has a very unique property in which it is a pretty good anti-air. So I'm gonna go in, jump 2 with Batman. All right, jump 2. And the cool thing about the Raphael assist is that you actually go down to call him. So as you guys see, I can't really do it justice right now because I know he's gonna jump. But the point that I'm trying to show you is that Leonardo actually goes down when he calls Raphael, and the size actually caused the opponent to go up a little bit and like bounce up, and you could get a combo extension from it. See, even like pretty late in the jump-in, I could see him go up, and the jump 2 still misses me, and you could still get an extended combo versus your opponent. Now you can get a back 3 off this, but you have to catch him like really high on his jump to actually get the back 3. Let me see if I could. See, as you guys see, you can actually get a back 3, but it's a little bit difficult. But the point is that you can use the Raphael assist to actually anti-air the opponent. Now the cool thing about it is if your opponent does land, or if he does hit you with the jump 2 and you call out the Raphael assist is not going to go anywhere. Like the size are still going to come out even if he hits you with the jump 2. I can't really like demonstrate it right now. Also, like I mentioned, he crouches down, so it actually low profiles some jump 2s, which is really nice. And the assists come out no matter what. Something else that you can do with all the turtles is use your stand 3 to anti-air. It reminds me of the Scorpion stand 3 from MKX. Like, my toes and my foot don't even touch Batman, but it still anti-airs him. Like, check that out. Check out the hitbox on that. Man, it's crazy. And the cool thing about Leonardo is that, of course, you could bring in Donatello after it to get an even bigger combo. Now, if you do it at max range, like around here, you're not going to be able to get a back 3. Like, you could do it from like here, right? And you could get a back 3 in that case. But if you're at max range, you can't actually get a bounce. You're too far away. So at that point, what you want to do is either just end your combo normally, or you could dash up and, you know, try to get a little bit of an extension right there. But I would probably just keep it safe, get the damage, end it on back 1-2 into the Blanca ball. Or let's see if you could get back 1-2 into the hard knockdown ball. Nah, too much gravity has been used up. He's like falling already. Yeah, because a lot of times you want to end it in that because you're going to be +2 with a hard knockdown. It's a good situation to be at. So that is something very, very useful for Raphael and even Donatello if you catch someone with a stand 3. Now, of course, Donatello is pretty straightforward, but it's very, very good, which is launcher. You could do this off any combo string, 1-1, anything. Forward 2-1. All of this you could combo into the Donatello assist for you to get a meterless launcher. Now the cool thing about Donatello as well is you actually get a little bit more damage with your normal shell flip. So if you do get someone with this, you could actually uppercut into the Donatello assist to get an extended combo. So normally, if you time it right, you could get 2 of these. You could get boom. Okay, so normally you would get 359. You could, you know, get that. It's a little bit of a tight link, especially in some bad connections. So just to like keep it safe, you go with that, right? So that's 320 something. It's not bad, but you can get a little bit more damage with this. I guess if you're at like absolute max range, it might be a little bit more difficult. But as you guys see, you get about 30 more damage, 40 depending on what ender you decide to go with when you normally do this. If you are actually confident enough to, you know, get the double stand 2, or if you just go with this, you're gonna get a little bit more damage regardless. And you know, a lot of times it's just easier if you want to, you know, guarantee yourself some damage with that. Now, whenever I do jump-ins, I would recommend doing jump 2s because jump 3s, like, I don't know, they're very weird to continue combos. So just to like keep it safe, like doing something like that, they're a little weird. So with all the turtles, I just like going with your jump 2. And that's about it, guys. That is it for Leonardo. I don't think I'm leaving anything off. As far as like bread and butter combos, you know, any confirm into Donatello could lead you into a bounce. If you want to stay on the same side, you could go for a stand 3 into Raphael, call after the bounce, like this. It's gonna combo all the time, gonna net you some good damage. And if you want to side switch or go for a little bit more of a fancier conversion, you could actually dash up under your opponent, call Raphael on the other side, and you could still call in Mikey to give you a 3-for-3 on your assist in one combo, which looks really, really cool. And in the corner, same principles apply, just that you could get a little bit more damage because you could actually get a forward 3 into a jump 3. Now, in the corner, you definitely can use this. You could use your jump 3 because you have the wall to still get your stand 2. The only time that I wouldn't use my jump 3 is if I actually call in my Donatello assist after this move right here. So if I do that, I do jump 2 instead, and then call in Raphael after stand 3. So if I punish my opponent and I want to get an extended combo off this, call in Donatello, I would do a jump 2, stand 3, and then continue with that combo. So oh, that's not it. It's stand 3, stand 3. See, even I still get confused because he has different routes for different corner combos depending on when you use Donatello. So if I use Donatello after a back 2, then I could do a jump 3. So the combos would look like this. First, let's do the stand 2, 1, up 3. I use jump 2. So that's 413 damage off of this, which is completely meterless. Keep in mind, it's meterless damage. Now off something like a back 1, 2, I use my jump 3. Pretty much the same thing. 417 damage. I don't know, can you get... Let me check something real quick. I think you could get 2 of those because... Yeah, you can. You definitely can. It just takes a little bit more specific timing. But if you want to go for the guaranteed damage, I would recommend you go with a stand 3 after the jump 3. So after this, stand 3, boom, and end it with this. So that's what I would recommend. You can definitely get 2 of these. See if I can get it real quick. Give myself this try and one more try. Okay, one more try, one more try. But definitely practice it, you can't get it. Gets you a little bit more damage. It gets you a little bit more damage, but really, for the execution, it's not really worth it when you could just keep it simple with this. Boom, very, very easy. I already showed you guys another way to combo your uppercut if you want to look a little fancy. Do it off anything pretty much. Oh, that's right. So if you do the uppercut conversion, you definitely don't want to do this because it just takes up more of your gravity time. So if you do want the uppercut conversion and you want to have like a cool looking combo, definitely don't do your forward 3. It just makes it a lot easier for you to just go into your stand 3 into uppercut. Same thing applies with the ball. You can go with this if you want, but since you're in the corner, I would probably recommend for you to, if you do get you know, this, I would recommend for you to go to this combo right here. So you go 2-1 up 3 into Raft, and then 2-1 up 3 again into the straight ball. So if you do like mix your opponent up, something like this. Boom, 400 damage, and you don't use Donatello, which is one of your most important things for you to maintain, because you don't need to use meter in that case. And this nets you, you know, some really good damage. So that is going to be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, showing off some combos, showing off some stuff that I know and learned with Leonardo. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the basic tutorials on the turtles. They will all be linked in the description along with the entire playlist of the How to Play series. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.